Hey there, Libra. Welcome to reading for the week of January 16th. We're going to jump right in here, Libra, and we are going to see what is going on for you. You have this mountain that says challenges, achievement on it. You also have this ocean card that says distance and journey on it. Pretty much every single person has had some sort of mountain card. Literally, all these decks that I have over here that I use for these readings, there's like one mountain card in like every single one at least. And you know, it is interesting. I feel there could be things to overcome, but, you know, the buffalo spirit literally represents kind of charging through it so that you can be very successful. And I do feel like there is a lot of kind of like success in, you know, weathering a storm here. I don't think by the way, not a bad reading at all that's going on here. This is a very good reading. You have the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, but you know, I do feel like there could be some things to overcome, that's something we call life, right? We constantly have things that we have to deal with and overcome, but it's almost like you're becoming stronger, or maybe you're just learning new ways to deal with things. But this card also says achievements on it, and I do feel that you're about to step off onto a new journey, probably because of a tower moment. You have the tower here. Let's just get started. You have the Knight of Cups, Tower, and the Nine of Pentacles. I kind of feel like this is something that either is happening currently to you or has happened. But there's like something different about you here, Libra. I feel like you are facing the Tower moment, or, you know, it's almost like you're saying, it's like you're accepting it, you know, even if you don't want to. And I feel like this is actually putting you in a position of power and strength. I feel like this is number one, what we should be doing. The tower falls for a reason. The tower doesn't take anything that's supposed to be in our life and remove it. The whole point of the tower is that the tower is collapsing because those people have been ignoring reality, and it's kind of like a shock to the system because they're being brought back down to reality. But the reality has always been the reality. It's like, you know, it cracks me up when people talk about how bad the tower is, because number one, tarot is about a journey that you are going on. We will always experience tower moments, and maybe to our human selves it seems bad, but I don't know, I've had tower moments that have led to great things in my life, and I believe that everybody can have that if you work with the energy. So, you know, I feel this is something that you are currently experiencing. Maybe you do have the Knight of Cups here facing towards this Queen of Cups, 10 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Could be love coming in for you for sure. Could be a knight in shining armor. Could be a water sign. You go down to Scorpio, but it could be any, you know, of course, it could be any sign that's coming in for you. But I also feel this is kind of like a dream that you have, because, you know, the 10 of Cups is like your happily ever after. Wheel of Fortune is your fate, your destiny, but it's like your personal vision for your life, what you see your life turning into. 10 of Pentacles is building and leaving a legacy. You have this legacy card right here. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to add all that up and say that. It looks to me like you're kind of like building a dream. Maybe you had a dream collapse recently, or something didn't work out, which seems to be the story for everyone, by the way. It's like you're not the only one. I shouldn't say everyone, but a couple of people have had a very similar story. But you have the 9 of Pentacles. It's like you, as an individual, I feel like you have everything you need to build this right here. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. This is literally everything you want in your life. This is literally building and leaving a legacy. And this right here is happy home, happy family. So it looks to me like a lot of you could be wanting to build a family. Even if you don't want love, you could just be focused on your happily ever after, your 10 of Pentacles, like getting everything in order. Again, 10 of Pentacles is building and leaving a legacy, having something that you work on for the rest of your life. And as I always say, we have Pluto going into Aquarius. I'm telling you right now, Pluto in Aquarius is definitely going to bring a focus to your North Star, the thing that guides you in your life. And people always say, what if I don't have a North Star? What if I don't know what I'm working towards? I'm like, well, number one, you better figure it out. Get some hobbies, get some interests, start watching YouTube videos about things you might be interested in. And, you know, that's where I would start. The other place that I would start is, I don't know, I'm going to do a whole post on it, but just to give you some ideas, that's where I would start. I would also look at, like, what did you want to be when you grew up? Like when you were a kid, what did you always dream of being? Were there certain imaginations when you were a kid that you had where you would imagine pretending to be something? Like, what was it? And you don't have to be that exact thing that you imagine, but is there something related? Is there something similar? Do you still have a passion for that? You know, whatever it is. And, you know, those are the areas of my life that I'd be looking in. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Five of Cups. I feel like you've had, like everybody else, I feel like you've had a lot of disappointments in love, just in general. How do I feel about love in the future? I don't know. I think the people that are in love will probably be, that want love in the future, and the people that do have love will actually truly want it. The other people, I don't know. With the Tower, you have the Lovers. There you go. Could have had a negative surprise in love, but I feel like there is love coming in for you, like a true love, if you want it. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Change in direction. We see a major change here because the Tower, represents a change, obviously. So I feel like you're having a change in direction. It's like you're realizing that something isn't worth it. You always get this card. Now that I think about it, it just thunderstruck me, right? I feel for a lot of you that you've been getting this card. Like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is where you are at right now, is it worth it or not? And how can you change it? You have this buffalo spirit in the area of what you need to know right now, and it says the abundant universe will provide. So I feel like there's a lot of abundance, but, I just heard this story somewhere. I think it was on a podcast or something about the buffalo and the cow or something like that. I don't remember. But anyway, the gist of this story is that cows, they run like away from a storm, and because of that, by the time the storm gets to them, they're exhausted, right? And they just get hit by the storm very hard. Buffaloes, they run through the storm to get to the other side, and so they just go through it. They just deal with the difficulties and the challenges of the storm, and then they get to greener pastures, because where they get to on the other side of the storm has been rained on, has had all those natural processes going on. It's clean, it's fresh because it's been rinsed off by the rain. So it's like they understand that going through a difficult period of time is just going to lead to bigger and better things. And, I kind of feel that's what's going on here with this buffalo spirit, especially with the Tower. There's another deck I have, another animal deck, where the buffalo has lightning bolts on it, and it kind of reminds me of the Tower and a Tower situation. So I feel like you need to get to the other side. You have the Queen of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. This is what's waiting for you. Expansion. I've been saying for months that there's a lot of this expansive energy. I actually feel like people feel restricted because we're actually entering into this energy where we need to fill space, right? It's like there's like a lot of empty energy, I feel, that has the opportunity to be filled with your goals, wishes, dreams, inspiring other people, all that stuff. But I feel like you have to like start expanding to experience that energy. So just simply start doing things that you've never done before. You have the Ten of Pentacles here. Again, every single person so far has had this card. I'm pretty sure almost every single person. And it's just a card of building, leaving a legacy, of course, the Ten of Pentacles. And I do feel there's a lot more success that is coming in for you here. But, it's kind of like in the dream stages. You also have the Queen of Cups as well. I really feel like you need to listen to your feelings with the Queen of Cups. You can see that she has that cup right in front of her. And I always say that it kind of looks like a trophy. It doesn't really look like a cup. And, it kind of represents the fact that she really, really values her feelings, how she feels about what she is doing in her life. If something doesn't feel right, she doesn't do it. If it feels good, she does it. So I feel like you need to kind of focus on doing more of the stuff that makes you feel good. People always say to me, Chris, I have like jury duty and I don't want to do it. It doesn't feel good, but I have to by law. And I'm always like, well, okay, it's like we're adults here. I feel like I shouldn't have to explain this. Yes, as an adult, you are always going to have to do things that you don't want to do. I mean, it's just part of life, right? There will always be things. But for the most part, for the majority of the time, can you include a little bit more of like things that make you feel good, that make you feel fulfilled or whatever? With the Queen of Cups, you have the Ten of Cups again. Amazing. Right next to each other. Definitely could be true love if you want love. But I would also say this could just be you experiencing your happily ever after, or working more towards getting there. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Sun. This is a very good reading here, Libra. So clearly, there's a lot of happiness, a lot of good stuff coming in for you. If you're attracting love, could be a fire sign as well. I feel like this person could be like they could just light up your life, right? I kind of feel like there's just a situation coming in for you that lights up your life. I still don't really see it clearly, though. And again, I think it's a process. I like to remind people that, especially right now with Uranus and Taurus, Ten of Pentacles is a process. It is building and leaving a legacy. You don't just start building a legacy one week and then it's over a week later, right? It takes time. Probably something you'll be working on for life. With the Three of Wands, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is like a card of conflict and competition. I feel like you're fearing this. with the 3 wands. It's like wanting to expand, wanting to do something, but waiting for the competition to clear, which is never going to happen. You're never going to find out if something is meant for you if you don't try it. I always tell people it doesn't matter how much competition there is. If something is for you, it's for you. There could be a billion people doing whatever it is that you want to do. There could be a billion people going for the person that you see as the love of your life, but if they're the love of your life, it doesn't matter how much competition there is, right? But I feel like something has to be tried here. Something has to be, experimented with, or whatever the case may be. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this card that says, there's nothing outside of you that can fulfill you. 9 of Pentacles, right at the beginning. I do feel like you've learned to fulfill yourself. You also have this legacy card. It says, your work will be passed down to future generations. It's a really good card. Harvest the gifts of our ancestors. These gifts are also yours. So clearly, like everybody else, you're very focused on building, leaving a legacy. And I feel like this could be leading to a lot of success in your future. You have the 10 of Cups, 8 of Cups, and the Death card. I feel like what you're walking away from is just, things that aren't real. That's what's popping into my head here. I think that there's a lot of illusion going on. There will be a lot of illusion going on for a long time. And, luckily we have Saturn moving into Pisces, which could be a little bit of a, like a wake-up call, smack to reality, right? Is what I want to call it. Not back to reality. It's like a smack to reality. So I feel for a lot of you, it's like you could be seeing things that are just empty, and it's like I almost feel like you're looking for more fulfillment, but I really feel it's like you're looking for situations that have substance. And I'm not even talking about love here. I'm talking about everything. Again, this is what you're focused on. Like literally, these people on this 10 of Cups, they are focused on those cups. They're focused on their happily ever after. And again, it does not have to be love. It doesn't have to be having a family. It could be a business idea. It could just be some sort of dream or goal or wish that you have. And when you focus on it, you get it. The whole point of the 10 of Cups, by the way, is that they're standing in the real world. They still have to deal with all the problems, all the issues, everything that's going on, right? But they are choosing to focus on what they want. That's exactly what I'd be doing here. You have the Death card. I do feel like there's like some sort of death going on here, but it has to happen with that Tower. It's like out with the old, in with the new type of energy. 7 of Pentacles, change in direction. And so clearly this new beginning is going to be much better for you than whatever you've been experiencing, up until this point here, Libra. So I would say this is not a bad thing. With the 10 of Cups, you have the Knight of Swords. I do feel like you could be attracting a person who wants to move a little bit quickly, or it's you. I'm not sure who it is. It could be both of you. I just wouldn't rush relationships at this time. I would take your time. What I'm getting here, what's popping into my head as well, especially if you're meeting a person before the month of March, I would take your time at the beginning stages here. I wouldn't rush anything with this person. It's not that something bad would happen. It's more just don't rush is what I'm getting here. So, and I think maybe rushing would push them away, or maybe them rushing would push you away. So again, I always tell people, if you're with a person that you like and they're rushing or they're doing something you don't like, open your mouth. Tell them you don't like it and they will stop, right? And then you can prevent the loss of something that could be really good for you. With the 8 of Cups, you have the 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords has been coming up a lot. It's like a card of having a nightmare, waking up, being stuck in a nightmare. But I feel like that's what you're walking away from, clearly, with that 8 of Cups, is like some sort of round-around situation. We even see this right here, by the way. Going up to the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is just round-around. With the Death card, you have the 8 of Cups again. So the 8 of Cups twice in this row. Clearly, something is leaving your life. And again, the thing here with the Death card, I'll show you, is that he has the white rose right here on his banner. Kind of represents the pinprick of light in the darkness, but it can also represent purity. This child is holding a white flower up to the Death Rider, also represents purity. It's like I feel like you're trying to get to the essence of, any situation that you enter into. Love, business, a job, a career, a health routine. It's like you're trying to get to the core of things is what I'm seeing here, because it's like it's not even, I don't even think it's about the truth. I feel like it's more about fulfillment is what this is saying. It's like you want to make sure that the things you're entering into are actually going to do what they say, whatever it is, right? No more false promises. Next, we're going to look at, sorry, I didn't want to switch. We're going to look at messages from your future self. And you have this hourglass card. It says time is of the essence. Again, I wouldn't rush, but I would get moving, which I've been saying to everyone for a year and a half now, at least, if not longer. It's like there's a difference. People always say, how can you move quickly but not rush? And I'm like, well, it's kind of like more that what I would be doing is I would be experimenting on things, right? And trying new things. Just look at my channel, look at the things I do. I mean, I literally live this, right? I hate when people say, do as I say, not as I do. I do it, right? And what do? I experiment all day long, every single freaking day on this channel and other channels that I have, right? I experiment, I track those experiments, and it takes time, right? So I'm moving slowly when I do these experiments. When I find something that works, I move very quickly. I double down, triple down, quadruple down on the things that work. I do more of those things, right? And that's what I feel like this is saying. It's like, don't rush, Knight of Swords, into something without, kind of vetting it first. So, I think that it's a good time to practice what I just said. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Five of Pentacles, and the Magician. The Magician is kind of pointing over here. I always pull the card that he's pointing to. He has this ship card. It says distance journey on it. A lot of people have been getting these cards of distance or journey, talking about some sort of journey. There's like a couple in this deck, a couple in these other ones as well. So if you're traveling or moving, or if you're just going on vacation, I feel that could be very good for you. You do have the Wheel of Fortune, which, like I said, the Wheel of Fortune is like your personal vision for your life. It's where you see your life ending up or going, the direction you see it going in. So it is a card of your destiny, but I do feel there is a lot of success coming in for you. It's like your fortunes are changing here. Specifically, I feel in your finances with the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is like feeling left out in the cold, but I do feel, obviously, this is a very good reading. And I feel like your future self is saying, like, stop calling attention to your weaknesses with the Five of Pentacles. And, just looking at the astrology, just, also, again, just thinking forward personally in kind of like also intuitively, I feel like there are going to be a lot of reasons maybe to feel this way in the future, but we don't have to. That's the whole point. And I would say do not call attention to things that make you feel weak. I would also be doubling down on your strengths, kind of like I said earlier. You have the Magician, so I feel like you are manifesting. You're a very powerful manifester, and again, I think that's why it's saying, like, do not call attention to your weaknesses so that you don't manifest something that you don't want in your life with that Magician. Plain and simple. Let's see here. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Eight of Wands. Quick success coming in for you, clearly. And also a card of manifestation. Traditionally, this was a card of, like, your arrows of love, meaning you're telling the universe what you want. The universe is responding, but, Esther Hicks calls it your rockets of desire, right? Where you're telling the universe what you want, the universe is responding with signs, symbols, synchronicities, inspirations, all those things. And it's like most people don't follow their inspirations because the problem is most people think, oh, I want love. And then maybe you feel inspired to go for a walk. And then you're like, what the hell does that have to do with anything, right? But if you went for a walk, you never know. You might bump into the love of your life. So that's why you have to follow your inspirations with Eight of Wands. I also feel it could be a very social time. I would encourage you to socialize. 10 of Cups twice in your reading with the Eight of Wands. Very social energy. I just think there could be, it's not even like popping into my head as one thing or the other. I feel there's just a bunch of benefits in socializing for you at this time. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Page of Swords. See, I feel either you have your eye on someone or someone has their eye on you. I'm wondering, I hate this term mirroring, right? It's like, for the most part, I think that a lot of this like relationship crap that's going on is just that. It's crap. It's juvenile garbage for the most part. I think we all need to get over ourselves as a collective, right? I always get these comments from people who are like, X, Y, and Z was a narcissist, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, it doesn't matter. Get over it. It's like, if you know they're a narcissist, what's the best thing to do with a narcissist? Stop thinking about them. Stop giving them free attention. Stop giving them free energy, plain and simple, right? And so what I would say here is that if that's even true, like, trust me, there are a lot of narcissist channels on YouTube, and I think they're on YouTube because they get a lot of views, right? And I'm not making a statement whether or not it's true or not. I just think it's interesting. I also think it's interesting that a lot of these channels are basically like how to be a narcissist to a narcissist. If you've ever seen any of these videos that are like, how to punish a narcissist and like all this other stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. They're actually much worse than that. There's ones that are worse. And I'm like, okay, be a narcissist to a narcissist. See how that works out, right? But whatever, rant over. What I would say here, Libra, is I feel like you could be attracting a person. I don't even know why I went there, but whatever. Be careful of those narcissist channels is what I would say. But what I would say is that I feel like it's like you're attracting a person who has been hurt recently. Five of Pentacles, left out in the cold. It's like maybe you're attracting someone you've both been left out in the cold recently. Maybe that's why it's saying take your time, don't rush into this. Type of thing, because it's like, because I kind of feel that you're both thinking the same thing if you're attracting love at this time. Like I would say by at this time, I mean over the next like 3 months or so. Because I know this is a weekly reading, but again, the universe doesn't wear a watch, With the the Magician, you have the Four Wands. There you go. Literally could be attracting the person you will marry. Could be this person. There's something very different about this person, is what I feel. It could be like a different sign than what you're used to. Maybe you always are attracted to like a certain sign in a person. Maybe they just come from a different background or something like that. But I feel like it could be a very, very good person for you here, Libra. So I would focus on that. But we're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this dagger. It says fears, worries, tense situation. Get out of your head with the Tower. I would also cut out. Maybe that's why I went on that narcissist rant. Because I feel like there's something that needs to be cut out where it's like, yeah, you can focus on it all day long, but it's not going to change the situation. So I would just forgive and move on, or do whatever you got to do. It might not even be a narcissist. It could be anything. You have this flag card that says, do not be tempted to lower your standards. Yeah, you need to focus on the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. Like that is your ultimate dream, reality, whatever you want to call it. And that's what I'd be focusing on. You have this pig spirit that says, beware of greed. I don't think you're greedy. I would just beware of people in your life who are greedy. I would watch your spending. As I say to everyone, I would not be spending like crazy at this time. I also think there could be a lot of good opportunity for those of you who are into investing. And again, I don't know what I'm talking about, so do not take this as medical advice. I failed math my entire life. I never passed a math class, like literally, after the age of 10. Before that, I fell on my head. No joke. People think I'm joking. No, I literally fell on my head when I was 10 years old. Do not listen to me. But what I would say is go listen to someone else. Go do your research. Learn as much as you can. But there could be some good investment opportunities. But if you don't have the money to take advantage of them, then you're not going to be able to take advantage of them. You have this Dark Woman card that says dealings or relationships with a woman with dark complexion or hair. You have this Eagle card that says triumph over obstacles. I feel like you are easily overcoming any obstacles, like that Mountain card at the beginning. And you also have this Rainbow. It says the most difficult part of a situation is over. Clearly, good things are coming in for you. This is probably the best reading I've done this week so far. So thank you for being here, Libra. I really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.